Hello and welcome back to the British Accent Podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Emily. Today, we're exploring one of the most exciting and fun ways to improve your English by turning your study routine into a game. That's right, we're talking all about gamification.
Exactly. Because let's face it, learning English can sometimes feel like a chore. But what if it could feel more like playing Candy Crush or winning coins in a mobile game?
That's where gamified learning comes in. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, and others are designed to make learning addictive in the best way possible.
Let's start with Duolingo. It's one of the most well-known language apps out there. I use it too. You get points, you level up, you unlock new units. It feels like you're playing a game.
Yes. And the streak feature keeps you coming back every day. You don't want to lose that streak. It becomes a real motivation.
Exactly. And they even have leaderboards now, so you can compete with other learners around the world. That's great for people who are competitive, or just need that little push.
And it's not just about fun. These apps are designed with science-backed learning techniques, like spaced repetition and immediate feedback. You're not just tapping buttons, you're actually reinforcing what you've learned.
Another favorite of mine is Memrise. It uses real-life videos of native speakers and makes vocabulary learning feel super practical. You watch, repeat, and earn points.
I love how they include listening challenges and speed reviews. It really trains your ear and helps with real conversational English.
And then there's LinkU, for people who love reading and listening. You collect coins just by reading or listening to your favorite content in English.
Right. I used it to read short news stories and podcasts, and I loved how you could tap on any word and save it. It builds your vocabulary fast.
But it's not just about the apps. You can gamify your own routine.
Definitely. Like setting a weekly goal to learn 20 new words, and rewarding yourself with your favorite snack or movie night if you do it.
Or creating flashcards with Quizlet and challenging a friend to see who remembers more words after 3 days.
It turns learning into something you look forward to, not something you feel forced to do.
And when you enjoy the process, you naturally do it more often, which leads to real improvement in your English.
Exactly. Gamification makes consistency easier. And consistency is key.
Let's also talk about Habitica. Have you tried it?
Yes. Habitica is a game-based task manager where you turn your real-life goals, like study English 20 minutes a day, into in-game quests. You create a character, earn gold, and level up by completing tasks.
I love that. It's like turning your study list into a role-playing game. And if you skip your tasks, your character loses health. It's weirdly effective motivation.
And you can join parties with friends or other learners online. Everyone works on their personal goals, but if you slack off, the whole team feels it. It adds accountability in a fun way.
Another cool one is Drops. Have you used it?
Oh yes, Drops is great for vocabulary building. It focuses on short 5-minute sessions and super visual, colorful learning. You literally just swipe your way through new words and images.
And since it limits your time, it feels like a burst of focus rather than a long study session. That's great for busy learners or those who struggle with motivation.
Totally. And I like how it teaches you through visuals rather than translations. It helps you connect directly to the meaning of the word, instead of thinking in your native language.
Also, for speaking, there's an app called ELSA Speak. It gamifies pronunciation. You get instant feedback on how native your accent sounds, and points for improving.
Yes. And it even shows you which parts of your mouth and tongue need more work. It's so smart, and way more fun than just repeating phrases in front of a mirror.
These tools are like personal trainers for your English, but way more fun and available 24/7.
And when you combine several of them, say, Duolingo for grammar, Memrise for vocab, and Elsa for speaking, you get a well-rounded, gamified learning system.
Exactly, and the best part is that you don't feel like you're doing homework. You're just playing, leveling up, and unlocking new challenges.
And honestly, that mental shift is huge. When you associate learning English with something enjoyable, you're more likely to stick with it. It becomes part of your lifestyle, not a chore.
Right. And we haven't even mentioned Fluent U yet. It uses real-world videos like music videos, news, and movie clips, but adds interactive subtitles so you can learn in context.
Oh yes. It's so cool to see vocabulary used in natural conversation. You can tap on any word in the subtitle and get its definition, pronunciation, and example usage. Super smart.
And for people who like music, there's lyrics training. You listen to songs and fill in the missing lyrics as they play. It really trains your listening skills in a fun way.
Yes. And depending on your level, you can choose how many blanks you want. Beginners can do just a few, and advanced learners can challenge themselves with full lyrics.
It's perfect for people who love music and want to improve their listening and vocabulary at the same time.
Honestly, with all these apps and tools, there's no excuse to feel bored while learning. You can literally find something that matches your interest, games, music, movies, and learn from it.
And if you ever feel stuck, just switch apps. Variety is part of the fun. One day it's a game, the next it's a video, and the next it's a song. Keeps your brain engaged.
Exactly. That flexibility is what makes gamified learning so powerful. You're never locked into one way of studying. And because it's interactive, you're more likely to remember what you've learned.
Yeah, and it taps into that little reward system in your brain. Like when Duolingo gives you streaks, badges, or XP points, it's not just for show. It actually motivates you to come back the next day.
Totally. Even something as simple as a streak can keep you committed. You think, I've practiced for 20 days straight. I can't break it now. And that consistency adds up over time.
And let's not forget about the social side too. Some apps let you compete with friends, join leaderboards, or even chat with others who are learning the same language.
That community aspect really helps. You feel like you're part of something bigger. And it's comforting to know you're not the only one making mistakes and improving little by little.
I also love how gamified learning respects your pace. If you only have 5 minutes, no problem, you can do a quick session. If you want to go deep and study for an hour, that's fine too.
Exactly. It fits into your life, instead of demanding that you change your whole schedule. That's why I always recommend these apps to anyone who says they are too busy to learn English.
And it's a great complement to more traditional methods. Like, if you're also reading books or taking classes, apps can fill in the gaps and make things stick better.
Yep. You get a full circle learning experience. Grammar, listening, speaking, vocabulary, it all comes together when you combine multiple tools in a fun and engaging way.
And speaking of combining tools, have you noticed how some apps now integrate real-life scenarios? Like pretending you're ordering food at a restaurant or checking into a hotel.
Yes. That's a game changer. It's one thing to memorize vocabulary, but when you actually practice using it in context, even in a simulation, it boosts your confidence like crazy.
Right. Because at the end of the day, language is all about communication. So, when you practice with practical situations, even if it's just in a game, you're preparing yourself for the real world.
And that makes learning feel less scary. You're not just staring at textbooks, you're actively participating, making choices, responding to prompts. You feel involved.
Plus, the repetition is built in naturally. You don't even realize you're reviewing because you're focused on beating your high score or finishing a challenge.
Exactly. And for people who struggle with staying motivated, that subtle repetition through fun challenges is gold. It's learning in disguise.
I think one of the coolest developments is voice interaction. Some apps are now listening to your pronunciation and giving instant feedback. That's like having a private tutor in your pocket.
That's true. It helps with speaking confidence, especially if you're shy about talking in front of others. You can practice as much as you want in private before jumping into a real conversation.
And you can track your progress too. Seeing improvement over time gives you a sense of accomplishment, like, hey, I really am getting better at this.
That's such a powerful motivator. And once you start feeling those little wins, it becomes a cycle. You want to keep learning, keep playing, and keep growing.
Yeah, and another cool thing is that these apps often include spaced repetition systems. So instead of cramming everything at once, they bring words or phrases back to you just when you're about to forget them.
That's such a smart approach. It's like the app knows your brain. And that makes the learning stick way better than traditional flashcards.
Totally. And I've seen apps that let you compete with friends or other learners around the world. That adds a whole new level of motivation.
Yes. It taps into your competitive side a bit, but in a fun way. You're like, okay, just one more game so I can get ahead. And meanwhile, you're actually learning English the whole time.
And the social features help you feel connected too. You're not just studying alone, you're part of a global community of learners all working toward the same goal.
Which is really encouraging. Especially for people who don't have English-speaking friends, or live in a country where English isn't widely used. That virtual interaction can be super powerful.
Plus, when you see other people making mistakes or struggling, you realize you're not alone. Everyone's learning, and it's okay to mess up.
Exactly. It creates a safe environment where progress matters more than perfection. You don't feel judged, you just feel inspired to keep trying.
And that's the secret, really, staying consistent and having fun along the way. When learning feels like play, you stop dreading it and actually look forward to it.
Right. And another thing I love is that some of these apps have story-based games, where you make choices in English as part of a storyline. It feels like reading a book and playing a game at the same time.
Oh yeah, like those interactive novels where you choose what happens next. That's such a creative way to learn. You're improving your reading, decision-making, and vocabulary without even realizing it.
Exactly. And the context helps you remember the words better too. You're not just memorizing apple or run, you're seeing how those words work in actual situations.
That's what makes gamification so powerful. It turns passive learning into active engagement. You're doing stuff, not just reading or listening. You're participating.
And the reward systems, like points, badges, streaks, they might seem small, but they really push you to come back every day.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to break a 30-day streak. It's kind of addictive, but in a good way.
And it's the kind of addiction that actually improves your skills, boosts your confidence, and makes you feel proud of your progress. Win-win, right?
Totally. And for people who struggle with motivation or procrastination, these apps take away that mental barrier. You don't have to plan a big study session. You just open the app and start.
Absolutely. And even though it might feel like just playing, you're actually making real progress in learning English. So if you haven't tried gamifying your language learning yet, give it a shot.
And remember, it's all about enjoying the process. Don't focus solely on the end goal. Celebrate the small wins and keep having fun with it.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope you found today's tips helpful. Try out some of these apps, and let us know which ones you enjoy the most.
Good luck, and happy learning. Catch you next time.
Bye.